guys here to pick up some more orders. Been knocking them out, guys. Once again, I just want to give a huge thanks to everyone who has entered the FRS giveaway. Every $5 you spend on theboostedboys.com, you might just win the Turbo K-Swapped FRS. I wanted you guys to know that we are fulfilling everything ourselves. We have everything in stock here at the shop. We turned our little office rooms right here into the merch rooms, and we are fulfilling 100% out of here. So bear with us, guys. We are getting those orders pumped out as fast as we can. And thank you guys for all the orders and supporting us. As you guys saw, we took the Rowdyssey over to Fuel Tech, and she laid down a nice 1,046 wheel horsepower. Starting to run away on fuel, but not too bad. We will just turn her down a touch and she should be good to go. Right now we got it up on the lift because we're fixing to put the drive shaft back in it because we had to pull that guy out to dyno it over at Fuel Tech. So we're gonna go ahead and pop that back in and just go over a couple more things and she should be good to go. The Rowdyssey is all-wheel drive once again. Just got it off the lift here. We're gonna go ahead and back her out, make sure the coolant and everything else is topped off, make sure the fluids are good to go, and we're gonna take it on a quick test drive. We're probably gonna turn it all the way back down and slowly build back up just to get it to a good starting point for when we do actually take this thing to the track, because when it made the 1,000 horsepower on the dyno, that was just a little too much. The fuel was starting to run away and that was a little excessive. So we wanna dial it back some and just feel it out on the street. We don't have a dyno here, unfortunately, so we got our private road to Mexico just to make sure it's good before we pack everything up and take it to the track later on. So we just want to make sure everything's good to go through it, make sure she's sorted, and make sure we have a good starting point to get it to the track and just turn it up from there. So we will probably make a little bit of power here, but we're also missing a passenger side seatbelt, so we're not going to go too crazy, and just go from there, boys. All right, boys, we're going to take the Rowdyssey for a quick test drive after getting it off the dyno. Make sure everything is running good. We turned her down a touch. It made the 1,000 horsepower on 36 pounds. And to start, we don't need to be making all the ponies, so we're turning it down some, and we're hoping to make somewhere in the high 20s to possibly low 30s, but that's still probably a lot. So somewhere in the high to mid 20s is where we're shooting for right now. That should be good for around 800 horsepower, and she should be pretty spicy even at that. So we're gonna try to keep it together for a little bit before we just go and send it.
Yeah, we hit 9,600, hit the limiter.
Didn't go to 10.5, yep. Tucker rod this time. We're looking good, boys.
Right. Yeah, you can see it down here, ignition cut, rev limiter.
Yeah, dash says we went to 97 right
97,
there.
Yeah.
Which is safe. Not 10,000 plus.
Yeah, that was a little much.
It's crazy how efficient the turbo is on this thing. It's just so massive.
Right.
10 pounds on this turbo is fast, so the fact that it was making 36 on the dyno, over 3 times that boost,
yeah,
seems pretty nuts.
It's definitely just gonna be really finicky on the boost controller, because like up top that's at 37%, and you can see I taper the duty cycle off and it's still climbing pretty rapidly.
Yep.
So I think up top, I think we're gonna need a really hard ramp to get it up, and then we're gonna have to taper it off really hard to keep it in check.
It's just building boost linearly.
Yep.
So just I would take everything from like 7,500 up and start tapering it hard down.
Yeah, so I'm gonna bring it up a little harder. I'm gonna go 65 there, and then up here at 8,500, I'm gonna drop this down to like 28%.
not bad. We didn't put her on kill because, as you can see, we don't have our real seatbelts on, just the digital ones. And yeah, we made what, 22 pounds on that one?
22 pounds up top, claiming based on fuel consumption about 780 horsepower or 680 horsepower.
Yeah, just shy of 700 horsepower right now.
Yeah,
it's fine. We're just doing second gear pulls, not trying to run this thing into a ditch.
Yeah, it still feels like it's
we need to order
crazy.
A set of harnesses for the passenger seat. It feels really good there, so we can just turn it up at the track as we go. There's no need to put her on kill right now. We just wanted to feel it out, and she feels really good right now.
Yeah, dude, this thing's pulling hard.
Yeah,
for what
I mean,
it is.
As it sits, it's a 700 horse all-wheel drive minivan, and it's freight training. This thing's fast. It feels just as fast as the hatch right now.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Yeah, and like you said, it's still way turned down. Like, our goal with it's probably around 28 to 30 pounds of boost, and right now we're only at 22. So
yeah, when we really want to fly, we can go to 36 like it was on the Dyna,
right.
But we need fuel system for that.
Yep. But I think if we got it up around that 800 horsepower mark, left it there, should be super reliable.
Yeah, I mean, it might weigh a touch more than the hatch, but it's probably making a touch more as well. And if it launched as good as the hatch, I mean, the hatch has been a bottom 9 already, so I would say right now it's solid mid 9-second minivan with a decent launch.
Yeah.
So if we bump her up, 8s are going to happen in the future, boys. It's coming. Got to do it in steps, though. The van hasn't even been to the track in like years, and the last time I actually raced it from a stop, it did an 11.2 at like 135 with the H in it, with like a 1.860 foot. So it's going to be a whole different animal now at the track.
It's going to be pretty wild.
I do want to remind you guys once again that we will be bringing the MR2 out to Bradenton. I believe it is November 17th for a streetcar shootout. That is the weekend before Cletus and Cars and Lamulets. That's the Friday right before. So we're going to have the MR2 out there. We'll be out there with Cletus, Side-by-Side Blog, PFI, all of the guys. So be sure to come out if you guys want to see the MR2 make a rip. We have no reason to turn this thing down, and I'm hoping we can actually run a full quarter-mile pass all the way out the back without lifting. So I'll probably run a new mile an hour if all goes well. And who knows, we might even back up our 770, run a new PB. I don't know what's going to happen. We have a couple more PSI to go. And with the guys that are out there, I know Side-by-Side Blog is bringing 2JP. I believe Cletus is going to be out there with Leroy. You know, if something happens, I'm turning her up to at least 60 pounds and we're sending it. But I don't want to go too much more past that because I am worried that, you know, we might end up splitting the block, which would not be good. I mean, if it happens, it happens. You got to do what you got to do. Another thing I wanted to mention is that I do want to pull the trigger on a billet block for the MR2 as well. Don't know when that's going to happen, but I figured I would just let you guys know. I think that's the final mod we can do to the NSX or the MR2 here, the final upgrade that we can do. And then it's like, it's done. There's no reason we need a bigger turbo. This turbo on kill could go 200 miles an hour, and I don't know. This car's come so far, and I'm honestly still so pumped on that 770 video. So I hope you guys are very proud of how far the MR2 is come, because I am extremely proud. And I was going to get to the NSX in a second. That's why I said NSX by accident over there. But I want you guys to know that when we get to the NSX, it is going to be a while before we do that. Got a couple other projects lined up, and, you know, I got it just because it was a good deal, and it will be sitting here until we get to it. And I just don't want to get your hopes up that this thing will be done right away. As you guys know, we try to pump them out as fast as we can, but the NSX is going to be a whole nother animal. So that will be a bit before we get to that. So I figured while we got the MR2 going and it's actually showing improvements every time we take it out, you know, I might pull the trigger on a billet block for the MR2 as well and see what happens. But that's all I'm going to say for now. Be sure to come out and see us race at Bradenton. Well, guys, we can't have the Rowdyssey without a little two-step. We waited until it got a little dark out, see if we can't pop off some flames. We never got to do it on the dyno, but we just got a two-step in there set up, so we're going to try it out real quick. Shooting flames, but it's better for the track anyways.
Yeah, it definitely lights up that turbo super fast. I mean, it's making 15, 16 pounds, but there's got to be an option in here to just shoot bad flames, because that's what the Rowdyssey is known for.
Yeah, I mean, for the track, that's great, but if we want to put on a show, we're going to have to figure out how to get some sick flames out of this thing. But we should probably just leave it like that for now and actually bring it to the track and test it. And then we could figure out how to make some ridiculous flames and stuff. It's building 15 pounds, so.
Yeah, build it quick.
It'll
be good for racing.
Start from there.
So, yeah, we'll take a look at the log and, yeah, go from there, I guess.
Figure it out another night.
Yep.
Well, unfortunately, the Rowdyssey's two-step isn't as ridiculous as it used to be. We don't have the big old pops and bangs and massive fireballs coming out of the exhaust, but it is a practical two-step now. So when we actually go to take it to the track, it's not just going to be spitting fireballs and stuff for no reason, because it does look really cool when it's happening, but it's not really good on things. And when you go to the track and you want to launch this thing for real, you don't want all the fireballs and pops and bangs. You want a nice, crisp two-step, holding that boost right where you want it to be, so it's a nice, consistent launch every time, and just not exploding fireballs out the exhaust, even though it looks freaking sick. We will retune it to make it do that for anyone who sees it in person in the future, and for our own sake, because we love some pops and bangs. But the two-step is set up, good to go. We drove the Rowdyssey around today, and she's feeling awesome. So I think we have a good base to get this thing to the track and go from there, and hoping we can, just get some times with this thing. I don't know if we're going to gun for that 8-second pass the first day at the track. We'll see how it goes. I'm honestly pretty nervous to launch this thing because she is a big girl, boys. And even though I upgraded all of the drivetrain components, end of the day, it is still Honda parts in a full-size minivan. Even though we took a lot of weight out of this thing, she's still about 3,000 pounds with me in it. So it is going to be hard on stuff regardless. I know it can be done, though, because there are some very fast all-wheel drive RSXs out there that weigh about the same. So I know it can be done, but those guys are also breaking parts. We'll just see how it goes, guys. But yeah, other than that, she should be ready to go. That's going to be it for this video. And the Rowdyssey is officially back, guys. So keep that rev limiter set, and we shouldn't have any problems. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you later.